The next show will start in 9 minutes.
What is it?
Say,
What is it?
hey, why it's Buttercup. Popcorn and sweet green butter, too hot popcorn. Mix it up, wrap it up, Buttercup is born.
It's delicious.
So nutritious.
It's a taste delight.
It's so munchy,
Crisp and crunchy.
you'll enjoy each bite. Eat butter-drenched Buttercup popcorn at its best.
Served in a king-size cup.
It beats all the rest.
The next show will start in 8 minutes.
For refreshment. For your enjoyment, there's hot, fresh popcorn, tempting, delicious hot dogs, and so many kinds of ice cream. And of course, sparkling, delicious, ice-cold Coca-Cola for everybody at the refreshment counter now. Remember, your favorite snack will taste especially good with world-famous ice-cold Coca-Cola.
The next show will start in 7 minutes. The next show will start in 6 minutes. While you're relaxing and waiting for the next show to begin, visit our snack bar. The next show will start in 5 minutes. next show will start in 4 minutes.
There's time?
Sure, there's still time to visit our fine snack bar, where we offer a wide variety of good things to eat and drink to top off your evening. Want a suggestion? How about enjoying a treat we're famous for? A refreshing cup of smooth, chocolatey good Jubilee hot chocolate. Such a comforting, special kind of drink, and a favorite with folks of all ages. Hot chocolate goes down real easy this time of night, makes you feel warm and altogether wonderful. Bet you've never tasted hot chocolate quite as good as we make it. Enjoy a cup tonight.
Hot dogs with your favorite trimming for men and boys, girls and women. Dress them up to suit your taste. They're good. So good.
The next show will start in 3 minutes. The next show will start in 2 minutes. The next show will start in 1 minute.
Jim Rex? What's Jim Rex? Would you believe a movie audience guide presented as a public service by this theater's management to help you select your motion picture entertainment? Well, that's what it is. And we urge you to learn these rating symbols and use them as a guide for you and your family. G means suggested for general audiences, all ages. M, suggested for mature audiences, parental discretion advised. R, restricted, persons under 16 not admitted unless accompanied by parent or adult guardian. X, persons under 18 will not be admitted. This seal in advertising indicates that the film was approved under the Motion Picture Code of Self-Regulation.
Hi, folks. I'm Rico.
Oh, Nacho.
He's Peppy.
See?
You can find us at the concession stand in the lobby.
Along with all sorts of other tasty goodies.
See? Rico's Nachos, a refreshingly new and different snack discovery. Chock full of high-quality ingredients, crisp, fresh tortilla chips, covered with creamy aged cheddar cheese, topped off with zesty jalapeno pepper rings. Rico's Nachos, out of sight.
Remember, folks, we're the new star at the snack bar, Rico's Nachos, a new taste treat you can't beat.
See? Rico's Nachos, on sale at the snack bar now.
About to witness the takeoff of the first manned rocket to outer space. We pick up the count. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0!
We're off to visit the planets. There are treats galore in the stars. Venus is loaded with candy, and ice cream is found upon Mars. The soda pop's fizzing on Saturn. When you're thirsty, it sure hits the spot. And Jupiter's really jumping with popcorn that's buttered and hot. But the best of them all is the planet, where all of these treats are at hand. And that is the spot we now head for, our theater refreshment stop.
Good evening. It's intermission time. And during the next 10 minutes, we invite you to visit our refreshment stand located in the center of the drive-in. Our service is friendly and quick. You'll find hot dogs, hamburgers, pizza, your favorite candies, hot and cold beverages, and other delicious snacks. So add to your fun of watching the movie. Visit our refreshment stand right now during our 10-minute intermission. We're glad to have you with us tonight. We hope you'll come to see us often. It's great to get out to the movies.
Today we're interviewing a stomach.
Hello there.
What is life like as a stomach?
Oh, boy, it was humdrum. I mean, until what's-his-name discovered Tony's Pizza.
Tony's Pizza?
Yeah, I was suffering from the pizza cravings until Tony's came along. Crispy crust and zesty sauces. Wow.
And so now... What's that?
Another pizza craving. Just thinking about Tony sets it off.
Oh, where are you going?
He's going to get a Tony's Pizza, and I follow him anywhere.
Does your stomach send you pizza craving signals? Oh, wow. Tony's, the Pizza Cravers Pizza. Available at the concession stand.
The delicious Oriental treat that's out of this world for taste-tempting goodness. Light and delicious, full of tender, juicy, fresh shrimp meat. It's America's favorite shrimp rolls. Try Flavos. You'll say they're shrimply delicious.
Hungry? We have it. Kettle from the popper. There are other treats for you, too, such as fresh candies and ice cream. Visit the Refreshment Center now. Enjoy a delicious snack and ice-cold Coca-Cola.
Sneaking out to the drive-in? Why not take the kiddies along and save the expense of a sitter? Everyone enjoys the drive-in.
Please replace the speaker on its rack when you're ready to leave. Failure to do so will damage both the speaker and your car. We'll be grateful, and so will the patrons who follow you.
It's intermission. Rise and stretch time. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for hot popcorn? Your favorite soft drinks are sparkling cold. The juicy Frank sizzling hot. There's delicious coffee, freshly brewed, and all kinds of ice cream and candy to tempt you. Showtime will be announced loud and clear to get you back to your car in time. So stretch your legs. Come to the snack bar now.
We're now just 1 minute away from the beginning of our next feature. For your convenience, our refreshment stand will remain open after the feature begins, so you still have time to add to the fun of watching the movie. Before we begin our next feature, we'd like to remind you to replace your speaker before leaving the theater. If it is accidentally damaged, please notify someone at the refreshment stand. Again, thank you for coming out to the drive-in tonight. As you leave, please drive carefully and come back soon. Please replace the speaker on its rack when you're ready to leave. Failure to do so will damage both the speaker and your car. We'll be grateful, and so will the patrons who follow you.
Projectionist, stop the show. Here's great news you ought to know. We've just got a shipment of taste-thrilled treats, all tip-top quality and delicious eats. There are hot dogs and popcorn and candy galore. There's soft drinks and coffee and a whole lot more. So direct your steps to our refreshment stand to enjoy the finest snacks in all the land.
You have 10 minutes till showtime.
You've seen the show. It was quite a treat. But now you'd like something to eat, so right this way to the concession stand serving Castleberry's, the best in the land. Yes, sir. Castleberry's is real southern barbecue. Choice cuts of meat slowly cooked over open pits of smoldering oak coals for honest-to-goodness barbecue flavor. You'll also find hot coffee, cold soft drinks, and delicious ice cream in our snack bar to go with your Castleberry sandwich. Just look at that generous helping of rich, juicy barbecue. Yum, yum. For a real taste thrill, Castleberry's barbecue will fill the...
The next show will start in 9 minutes.
Golden pure creamery butter, rich, flavorful, satisfying. That's what it takes for the finest buttered popcorn, and that's what we use. See for yourself why there's no Showtime treat to equal the crisp, delicious flavor of hot popcorn that's bathed in real melted butter. It's at the concession stand now.
Now listen, now listen, now listen. I'm the Dairy Queen, won't you come with me along the milkshake way? I've got lots of good surprises, fresh and yummy for you every day. There are malts and shakes and sundaes too, whenever you stop. And of course your very, very favorite, the cone with the curl on top.
You don't have to just dream about Dairy Queen. Your favorite Dairy Queen treat is a refreshing reality at your nearest Dairy Queen store.
The next show will start in 8 minutes.
Hey! They're ready, folks.
For refreshment that is great.
If it's early or it's late, it's Orange Crush. Orange Crush, the drink that's extra good.
Fresh fruit flavor.
That's for me. It tastes better.
Naturally.
Orange Crush, Orange Crush, get some right away.
Visit our refreshment stand right away for delicious Orange Crush and all kinds of good things to eat.
Oh, the time is now, the time is here. Now's the time for a bite of cheer. A tasty delight where the price is right. Well, look here, you'll dig this sight. The moment's handy for a piece of candy. Just name your brand, they're all so grand. Hey, what do you think of a nice cool drink? Or a big box filled with a popcorn thrill? Let your taste buds meet with an ice cream treat. Refresh yourselves, it's time to eat. So come on, folks, let's join the band as we all head for the refreshment stand.
10, 9, 8, 7 minutes to go.
Let's play Dutch Treat. Da 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 da. Oh, you're it. No, I'm not. Come on. I'm it. 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's treat. 4, that's 5, that's 6, that's treat. 7, that's 8, that's 9, that's treat. That's treat chocolate drink. Oh, that's treat chocolate drink, please. That's treat drink so good. I want some. Me too. Everybody loves it. So good. It's good hot
or cold.
Mom and Dad love it. So, get that treat chocolate drink at the snack bar now.
Still plenty of time to come and be served at the refreshment center before showtime.
The next show will start in 6 minutes.
With mustard and relish, you'll guarantee mouth-watering satisfaction. And now he slips his costume on a beautiful golden bun. There's his cue to go out on stage.
He's the natural.
He's the rage. Meet this person that'll be at our refreshment counter. Treat the family.
Something different for a change? Then try the perfect refreshment. Chili Dilly, a delicious pickle treat that's spiced just right for every bite. Economical, too. There's no waste. You eat every bit of the juicy goodness of Chili Dilly. How about trying one right now? Chili Dilly, on sale at our concession stand. You'll love 'em. You have 5 minutes till showtime.
Time for refreshment. Refreshment. For your enjoyment, there's hot, fresh popcorn, tempting, delicious hot dogs, and so many kinds of ice cream. And, of course, sparkling, delicious, ice-cold Coca-Cola for everybody at the refreshment counter now. Remember, your favorite snack will taste especially good with world-famous ice-cold Coca-Cola.
It's refreshment time, folks. Time out for a delicious snack in our sparkling refreshment building. Every item a fresh, appetizing taste treat. Fresh popcorn, delicious and crisp, with or without butter. Sizzling hot dogs, bursting with juicy goodness. Tender, tasty hamburgers with all the trimmings. French fries, crisp and golden brown. Thirst-quenching, refreshing, ice-cold drink.
There's plenty of time to treat yourself to something good to eat at our refreshment center.
The show begins in just 4 minutes.
And now meet the star of our show. Symbol of a treat that quality made famous. America's most famous ice cream treat. Eskimo pie. Creamy, delicious ice cream made even more exciting with smooth, rich chocolate coating. And wearing the label of quality, known the world over. Eskimo pie, the treat you know is tops because it carries its pledge of quality right on the back of the bag. Be sure you save the bags for valuable premiums. Get famous Eskimo pie at our refreshment stand now. It's America's anytime taste treat. Finest ice cream, finest chocolate. It's delicious.
Our hamburgers are the finest. Quality beef expertly prepared for extra deliciousness. Treat yourself royally right now. What a hamburger.
Check, check, testing 1, fuck it. It's Monday. Fuck it. Hey, good morning. That's my cue. What's up? Good morning, Joey. What's up? I hope you had a good flight back. I hope you enjoyed the robe. You said you liked mine. I wish I had one of those. So there you go. There you have it. See, I know what you like. I got other ideas too. Totally. So what's up, dude? What's up, dude? Oh, I'm a little bit ill this morning. My daughter got a little bit of a cold, and it finally wrestled me down on Sunday. On Sunday, I finally started to feel a little in here. And last Sunday night, I didn't sleep. Oh, you're quite welcome, brother. I didn't sleep Sunday night much at all because I was just up clearing my throat all night. If I can avoid coughing, I will. So usually I just clear my throat a lot. Hey, good morning, Susie. You're still sick. I've just got a little bit of a cough. The less I smoke, the better it is. But I digress. I smoke. What am I going to do? Yesterday I took a handful of my daughter's gummies, marijuana gummies, and I didn't smoke as much yesterday. It's kind of laid around and didn't do much yesterday, but I didn't smoke as much. I feel okay today. I've still got that tickle thing in my throat going on, and I got a little congestion. I'm still, clearing my throat a lot, trying not to cough. My daughter lost her voice for like 2 or 3 days. It was pretty bad. Not the sickness, just it was bad that she lost her voice. She was doing finals and stuff. She didn't need to talk. She was doing finals. She didn't have nothing to say. Totally. Anyway, good morning, Susie. Good morning, Joey. Good morning, everyone. It is Monday. It's Monday. I gotta turn this heater on here a little bit. I slept out here in the living room last night because, well, Joey's bed is still set up, so. And I didn't want to bug my wife all night long being upset about my congestion. So I just slept out here. I didn't sleep well. I guess it was okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's get rid of that one. Mommy picked out the munchies that she sent you. She likes to do that stuff. Totally. Oh man, I can't believe it's only 10 days till Christmas. We have no Christmas decorations set up at all this year. At all. Between Thanksgiving and working and Joey being here and my daughter's finals and all the shit that's been going on, we just haven't had time. We just haven't had time. It's kind of a bummer too, because I always want to do something old-fashioned for Christmas, right? And every year I try a little bit. We never really get to an old-fashioned Christmas, right? And when you're starting to feel old and used up, you often wonder, well, I do anyway, is this going to be my last Christmas? And if it is my last Christmas, what kind of a Christmas is it going to be? I say that about pretty much everything. Well, if this is my last Snickers candy bar, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I guess we're going to go to Monday because we're still on Friday there. So we'll get rid of Friday, bring up Monday. Get rid of all of this stuff here because, well, Tron, where's Tron? I'm gonna get rid of Tron. There it is. There it is. The morning report. That's what we're doing there. We's reporting. We's reporting. Totally. Hey. Uh-huh. Oh yeah. Do you like that? I gotta come up with some new graphics. I like my little cartoon graphics here, but I need some more. I need some more. Totally. Graphics are coming up. We got all kinds of new graphics coming up next season. I think the only thing that could step in and do anything to cancel or disrupt or change season 5, 2026, I think the only thing that could change that would, of course, be my demise or some other kind of catastrophe, or I'd get too involved with the arcade thing. Because I am getting pretty wrapped up in it mentally. I pitched the idea. That's it. I pitched the idea to my wife. And I said, look, I want to have a serious conversation here. And she started laughing. So I told her, look, doing it, getting it done and making it happen, the arcade, it's not a matter of if it's possible or can we do it or should we do it. It's a matter of how soon. Period. I have done the work. I have researched it. I have really looked into it. And I can pull it off for way more than I thought I could. So, I have to go out today. My daughter is off school for 6 weeks. Yay. University schedule, right? That's great. So, we have to go out and clean a house today. And while we're out, I'm going to look at locations. I'm going to scout locations for an arcade. I'm going to get photographs of locations and photographs of the real estate information. And then I'm going to draft a page of information to discuss with them. Get all the information I want to ask. Basically, I'm looking for about 1,000 square feet. That's it. I'm looking for 1,000 square feet of retail. And I have a lot of options now. Before I was, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. And I spent Sunday working on it, researching, is it possible to do this? And it went from, is it possible, to, we need to do this now. I am going to try my hardest to get an arcade up and running by the end of spring. It's going to take a lot of legwork. It's going to take a lot of fundraising to do it. But I can pull it off for a whole lot less than I thought I could to start. And I think that's where I just made the decision, look, I'm just going to do it. In fact, my wife said, stop talking and just do it. Which is her way of saying, shit or get off the pot, you know. You come to me with these things and you say, look, this is the greatest thing in the world. And then it just lays there. And I've done that before. But now, see, I can, not only can I have an arcade, but I can have a little retail space. I can have some of my friends come in and do art. I can do art commission. A lot of people do this locally. They have their business, and then they have commissioned art on the walls. Not commissioned art, but art on the walls for sale, and they get a commission. So I'm looking for a place that I can get started. Just 1,000 square feet. Hey, peace, brother. Take care of yourself. I hope you feel better soon, man. Love you. Keep checking that mail. You never know what's going to happen. All right, man. Love you. Take care. Have a good night at work, unless you're just going to stay home and be sick, which you should. I might stay home and be sick. I'm going out today because I want to look at the half-dozen places here in town that are available, either for sale or for lease, and see what the hell. What the hell? If there's no reason that I can't rent one of these places and get something up in a month, I don't know why we shouldn't do it. I mean, if we found a place big enough with a couple of offices, I'd turn a couple of the offices into a place to live, and we'd just fucking move out of here, right? You know? If I found a place big enough to rent as a store, we would just live in the back and not spend any more money on rent here and just devote everything to the arcade. You're welcome, brother. Take care of yourself. I got more ideas. Shh. Don't tell Joey. All right. Well, I am sick. I do have a lot of congestion. I've got this pain in my chest, this tickle in my throat, but I'm still smoking. I don't know why. I know why. Because it's just, I gotta kill pain. If I don't kill pain, I'm gonna be sick and in pain. And at least this way I'm just gonna be sick. I won't feel so bad because I'll be stoned. But, you know, sick is sick. It's probably the pain. the little pain right in here. Totally. Had to get some vitamins from my daughter yesterday. She says, you want to take some vitamins? You better take some vitamins. Here, take these. Because that's what I did to her. When she's sick or when you start feeling sick, you just start taking a few things to help. More water, eat better, a little more fruit, you know, and then take some vitamins, some Echinacea Golden Seal, and a couple of things to just kind of boost your system. Maybe a little vitamin D here, a little vitamin B12 over there. Waking and baking, Suze. I'm telling you. I can't wait till you guys come visit. Because that's the way I look at things. I'm just going to say, you guys are going to come visit someday. I can do that. Yeah, you can. We'll get you a little house to stay in for a few nights, a week. You can do like Joey does and fly to the local Palm Springs airport. I'll drive down, pick you up, bring you back up here. We'll chill out, get stoned. I got some mushrooms in the fridge. Yeah, it'll be nice. Let's wake and bake, Suze. grow through what you go through. Some Walmart shirts are worth buying. Oh, pardon me. Keeping our nice dreams on ice. Yeah, cold water in the bong today. I'm taking my dreams out of the freezer, taking them off the shelf. I told my wife if I opened up an arcade this summer and died before next summer, I'd be fine. Just having done it, knowing that the girls have got something, it's a no-brainer. I told my wife it's a win-win situation. I said no matter what, with the tourism in this town, it's a win-win. Even if we invest our own money into it, investing your own savings into something that may or may not work, that's scary. And that's where my wife and daughter are like, eh. So I'm like, okay, well then let's raise the fucking money. If we're not gonna dare to take a chance with our own, then let's raise up a bunch of money that's throwaway money, and we'll use that to start the business. If it doesn't work out, we still have our savings, we still have our house, everything's still okay. We're not going to leverage our home or any of our assets, you know. No. I'd sell my van and buy a crappy little truck to drive, right? I would do that. But I wouldn't ask my girls to give up anything of theirs. But I would ask them, look, you got to get behind me. And in fact, some days you got to be out in front of me, pulling me along. But we got to get this done. If we work at it diligently between now and spring, by the summer we can have an opening party. Right now I'm ready to raise enough money to buy 2 video games. That's what I want to do. I want to buy 2 video games. Put them in my friend's garage. Clean them up. Investigate them. Look into them. Play them. Learn them. And then buy 4 more. And then rent a building. And then buy 4 more. Or rent, depending on what the economy says. I'm taking those dreams and I'm putting them in the microwave and we're cooking them up rapid. We're going to get them on. We're going to get it done. So the only thing that would really interfere with this morning show in any way at this point would be, oh my God, I've just made huge inroads on the arcade. That would slow this thing down a bit. I would go on a hiatus. I would have to take a break from this. Reality trumps all this fun pretending stuff. I wouldn't be a pretend guy anymore. I would be a for real arcade owner. So I would probably involve this. I would probably spend my mornings at the arcade doing the show, and then go from there to opening the arcade. And the way I see it is we have a big building that has a couple of back offices, and we live in them. At some point we just decide, you know what, if we live in this or buy a little trailer or motorhome or something, if we buy a motorhome, a cheap little motorhome, and lived in it for a year or 2 while running the arcade, within a year or 2, we could buy a house, right? So that's what I'm looking. Oh yeah, pinball machines, racing games, shooters. I'm talking the full gamut of video games. I went through and I made a list. Where's my list? Let me pull up my list. See how much it slows my computer down here. Okay, let me give you just a taste of what I've been investigating here, because I have really been going at it. Okay, here's my 100 top video games from 1 to 100. Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Galaga, Mrs. Pac-Man. Pardon me, let me get my cursor in the right spot here. Galaga, Mrs. Pac-Man, Space Invaders, Centipede, Asteroids, Frogger, Defender, Dig Dug, Cubert, Joust, Pole Position, Robotron 2084, Tempest, Missile Command, Punch Out, Star Wars, Track and Field, Mario Brothers, Paperboy, Gauntlet, Zaxxon, Rampage, 1942, Burger Time, Dragon Lairs, Spy Hunter, Xevious, Outrun, Double Dragon, Arkanoid, Contra, Gearus, Moon Patrol, Bubble Bobble, Ghosts and Goblins, Time Pilot, Akiri Warriors, Pango, Super Sprint, Elevator Action, Kung Fu Master, Smash TV, Tapper, Marble Madness, Tron, my friend owns a Tron game, Popeye, Star Castle, Sinistar. That's the first 50 top 100 games. Did you know that pinball machines are quite often more expensive than arcade video games? Remember when video games first came out and they were sit-down tabletop versions? Remember that? Chair on either side, you could battle each other. Pong. I played a sit-down Space Invaders back in '79. Totally. So, I've investigated the games. I've investigated prices and availability here in Southern California. All I need to do is come up with the money for machines, rent a U-Haul, drive down and pick them up. Or buy machines. If I buy enough machines or rent enough machines, they'll bring them and install them for me, right? Man. Service contracts on the machines, I've investigated that. I've investigated learning how to maintain and repair machines. For a handyman like me, it's going to be a snap. It's going to be a snap for me to teach this stuff to someone once I've learned it, and get a junior technician. You know, it's going to be fucking awesome. So I mean, from starting the business with the name and the license, which I've already done, liability insurance, leasing. I've investigated the price of my utilities for 6 months. I mean, everything, right down to the, painting the handicap placard on the frickin' concrete. Everything is worked out. So now I'm going to take everything that I've worked out, I'm going to print it all out, and then I'm going to go over it and create a business plan, a financial plan, a step-by-step how to get it done by this time. And then we're just going to jump into it. The New Year's game is going to be fundraising and starting an arcade. Whatever I have to do, whatever I have to sell to do it, I'm going to do that. Whoever I have to go after with my hand out to say, please, 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 that's what I'm going to do. Because I don't need what I thought I needed. I don't need to get to $125,000. I don't need to get to $80,000 or $60,000 or even $40,000. To start, I don't even need to get to $30,000. I just need to get a half dozen machines and lease a building. That's all I have to do. Liability insurance is cheap. So there's going to be a point to where I'm going to be literally going, seriously, honestly, going after people with my hand out saying, please, please, buy me an arcade. I'm going to sell monthly passes, annual passes, lifetime passes. I'm going to advertise other businesses in my business for money. I'm going to do whatever it takes. The only thing I'm not going to do is borrow money. I don't want to go into debt to do this. The only way that I would borrow anything would be a short-term, I need to buy a game this month and I can pay you back next month. That's it. I need to do a repair this month, I can pay you back next month. That's the most I can do with borrowing. Getting into it, starting this, we have to do it from scratch. And we have to do it with other than our money. Because quite often I feel like Ralph Cramden on The Honeymooners trying to talk Norton into one of his schemes, his get-rich schemes, right? That's me. This is the guy that's always dreaming and scheming and coming up with a way to... Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Most of the time people don't want to get involved because they think I'm a kook. This time I have information on my side. At some point, I was just looking at your comments again. At some point we're going to do skee ball, foosball, air hockey, maybe a pool table or two. It just depends on size. And what I'll do is I'll get 1,000 square feet and I'll pack it full of video games until there's no room for people. It's just all video games, right? And once we get there and we're making enough to think about buying the building we're in and expanding it, or moving into a better location and leasing another building, or just staying where we're at and buying a piece of land and building something, right? But I keep telling my wife and now my daughter, last night I involved her, and I just kind of dripped it out to her. And at some point today, I'll get her and we'll sit and we'll go over it, and I will ask her to just sit with me and investigate fundraising. Just fundraising. Indiegogo, Upstart, Kickstart, that kind of shit. Some place where we can raise enough money to start a business. And you got to pay fees and whatnot, but you can raise the money. And I want to raise about $15,000, but I want to raise about $10,000 more than that. I want to raise $15,000 to start, which is enough for 6 machines, 6-month startup. If I have an extra $10,000, then I have a little bit extra to do whatever I have to do to get the building up and running, maybe add some snacks, but announce that within the first month we're going to add a new video game or two, and then use that money for just that. Use the money that's coming in for just that, and keep that little buffer, that little savings there for whatever happens. And then after a while, grow that buffer and that savings while still growing the business. Good morning, Dubs. I hope you had a pleasant trip. We missed you. Of course, my brain was like, oh my God, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Hello? Hello? What happened? And it took a text from him to remind me that, oh yeah, that's right. He went to see family. Oh! Well, Joey was here and gone. That's what's happening. My daughter got sick, and then Joey got sick the day before he left, and then I got sick the day after he left. So right now I'm sick. 2 arcades that are gambling, and there you go. Regular ones and gambling arcades. Totally. So, yeah, mine is going to be the regular arcade. Now, what I might do eventually in the future is add on and do a little bar restaurant, and at the bar have the arcade gambling games at the bar. Well, I guess you couldn't really gamble because we're not a casino, but we could have the little arcade games at the bar, and that would be cool. Where you sit at the bar, and below the bar are your controls underneath glass, and you can sit there and play the game underneath the glass. That would be cool to get an old bar like that. That would be neat. Totally. But I've investigated until my eyeballs were seeing cubes. They were seeing little screens. And it's not a matter of how can I make it happen. It's a matter of when can I just fucking do it. Shit or get off the pot. And now I'm spending my days looking around me thinking, okay, what can we sell? How can I come up with this? So it's one word. We're gonna start by doing a garage sale. AWOL. He went AOL. He went America Online. That's what he did. Totally. So, yeah. It's just a matter of how soon. We're going to do a garage sale here after the first of the year. We're just going to get the house that all the stuff is in this garage, right? So we're just going to get control of the house. It's a vacation rental. So we're just going to reserve it for a weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so that we can have it for 4 days and prep it the first day. Estate sale. See, I have a lot of crap. So if I'm going to sell my stuff, I don't want to just sell it at swap meet garage sale prices. So what I'm probably going to do is in the arcade, I'm going to have a small retail where I have records and tapes and stereos and vintage crap for sale. And then I'm going to be on the market to go out and scavenge for that kind of stuff once or twice a week to kind of fill and stock that little retail part of the arcade. If it's got a front window, I want to close it off and make it a display window and decorate it with the 1980s stuff. So you walk by and you go, oh my God. And then you walk in and you go, oh my God. Oh my. It should be a bunch of moments walking through the arcade. TikTok. Oh. Right? So my goal is to come up with a couple of really good games, a couple of games that everybody knows, and then a couple of games that are like, wow, these are what, right? And then just keep every month buy a couple of games. Comic book dude corner. There you go. There you go. I like Tower Records started his record shop in the Tower drugstore, the Tower Pharmacy at the Tower Theater in San Francisco, Sacramento. So he just took a little corner of his father's drugstore, and he put a little record stand and sold 45s. I don't want to just put a couple of arcade machines in some place and start like that, because that's going to give it up. Right? So I have to come up with enough machines to bring in enough people right away so that we can afford to live beyond 6 months. So the first 6 months, I have to get into a place and have the $6,000 or $7,000 to pay the first 6 months rent. Right? Hoping that I can find a place for that amount. Make a deal with somebody on a place that's been vacant for a long time, right? So I'm gonna wheel and deal and scheme and dream and once we get a building paid for 6 months and we've got a half dozen machines to start with most of the money for the first 6 months going right back into it, we should be able to double the amount of machines we have by the 5th month and have snacks and be able to then move on through the next 6-month period. Bills, lease, utilities, all that stuff. But having a corner in the arcade where it's a couple of sofas and a couple of chairs and a stereo and maybe a couple of old headphones or some speakers and a little selection of records, a little thrift shop type area, but like a vintage store over here on this side, and then arcade, right? And have a place where you can have enough in there to make enough money so that after a year you can expand either into a new building or grow that building or whatever. I thought about starting it in my friend's garage up here. He has a vacation rental. And if I put 6 machines in his garage and brand it as an arcade, the neighbors will rat me out. Yeah, I want to have, one of my ideas is to have a snack bar, but I want the snack bar to look like a 1950s diner with the little stools, 6 little stools, and a counter, and the little napkin holders, and bottles of ketchup, and behind that, the hot dog machine, the bun warmer, the popcorn, all of the other things, and then grow that until you're doing more. Then you're doing chili dogs and bowls of chili, and then you're doing nachos and cheese chili dogs, and take a couple of things and make a huge menu out of a few items that you can mix and match, right? Have bowls and ramen, cups of noodles and stuff, because we're going to have a lot of after-school activity, I hope. That's another thing. Get my daughter, who graduated locally, to go to the local schools and talk to the people and say, look, we know that once a week or twice a month or something, kids have to be sent home early from school because the teachers have a half day. Right? And there's all kinds of after-school programs for you to send your kids to. Why not send them to the arcade? $25 a month for a wristband, and they can come and hang out all day from after school until you guys come and pick them up, right? The Bong room. Fortress of Solitude, totally. Yeah, I told my wife, look, my ultimate dream would be to have a huge arcade, restaurant, bar, club thing with a 3-4 bedroom apartment upstairs and a big backyard. 2 side yards for the business, but a big backyard for us. That would be perfect. Live and work right there. Go down to the arcade, do my show. I'm going to do that. Once I get my arcade up and running, I'm going to do my show from the arcade in the morning. You bet your bottom dollar I will. So that's the fact, Jack. That's it. That's where we're at. That's what happened this weekend. I I spent a couple of days. Oh, I am. The children out here, hell yeah. The kids out here are pretty fucking cool. And they need a place to go. Really. When my place is big enough, I'm going to have a stage or a music room. And then I'm going to go out and I'm going to find donated equipment from various sources to stock this music room for the kids. So that along with the music program they have at school, they have a secondary place to go to and just fucking get it on, right? I want a place for the clubs, the local kid, the clubs at school. I want a place for them to be able to come and hang out. Hence the little coffee clutch areas and the couches and the, you know, the group of beanbag chairs over here. Yeah. And so then when the adults show up, they feel young, because that's what the arcade should do. It should entertain everybody, but those of us who know, we should be time traveling as soon as we walk through the doors. Oh, there you go, Golden Tea. I think that was in the top 50. Yeah, there's a whole there's a whole shitload of great games. And all we need are one or two. We just need one really good game to start with. 2 secondary games that are really popular, but they were easy for us to get. And then 3 games that are in the top 50, but lower, right? I want Joust, I want Defender, I want Pole Position. There's all these games that I just want, the games from my youth. Yeah, there's so many great games. And we have a local superstore, arcade video game superstore. So I'm going to be going there. I'm going to be looking at taking field trips, and I'm going to be looking at really trying to raise as much money as possible in various forms. The garage sale is to start with, because I want to get everything out of that garage, and I know I could probably make just couple hundred bucks or so, right? Maybe more. But I want to whittle it down so that I've got room over there to put a couple of arcade machines. Because before I lease the building, I want to have most of my machines and stuff ready to go. So that once I lease that building, it's some paint, some plugs, a sign, and we're opening, period. And I'll get a bunch of my local buddies here to come and put on an grand opening party with live music and the works, you know, the friggin' works. It's gonna be great. And open it at the beginning of summer, so that we really, or before summer, but capitalize on that summer traffic, that tourist trade. A couple of those, a hunting and fishing game. Yep. That's awesome. So at some point, I would like to investigate the idea of having a separate building, a separate part. An outdoor beer garden would be the easiest to do. The arcade is here, and if we're going to do alcohol, let's do an outdoor beer and wine garden to start. Have everything fenced in. You've got to go through the arcade to get in and out, but it's legal that way because it's in a cage, right? You're drinking in a box. Oh, Centipede. Oh, that's one of my favorites, dude. Yeah. Oh, dude, that list of games that I just read. There's just so many games. And that's just the top 50. Really, really, once again, I'm super excited, but this time it's not just because I woke up this morning, but because I woke up with a real dream come true. Now all I got to do is the legwork. So right now I'm still gathering information. By the first of the year, that's when I want to take the plunge and start serious fundraising. Every dollar that I raise, I'm going to match with drive. Every dollar is going to get 150% of my drive to make this happen. You know, I don't want to spend any money to raise money right now. I don't. I just want to raise money. You know what? I hear them too, and I can't wait to turn on an arcade every morning and hear those machines warm up and go through their demos. Right? You show up early, you go through, you do all of your maintenance. You have a maintenance schedule, right? Today I do maintenance on this machine before we open. Today it's this machine before we open. Today it's this machine, but that one needs to have a look at something. So, replacing joysticks and buttons and stuff. The only bummer is going to be the board and the screen. Those are going to be the two issues that I'm going to have trouble with. But if I bring in technicians to do it in-house, then I'm using my surveillance cameras to see what the fuck he's doing to fix it. And I'm looking over his shoulder, and I'm slipping him a couple of bucks to say, hey, teach me how to fucking do this, dude. You don't want to drive all the way out here, do you? No. Yep. So I want to have games like Mario and Pac-Man and Donkey Kong and Centipede, Dig Dug, Hubert. So I'm looking at like $2,000 to $6,000 a machine, keeping the average price around $2,000 to $3,000, right? If I can raise $10,000 to start, I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy the 6 machines that I need to start with. And then I'm raising the money to open the arcade, which means a 6-month lease. And a few fix-it items. Because I'm a handyman, or retired handyman, I can do most of the fix-it. Just about everything. I can do plumbing, I can do electrical, I can do carpentry, I can do painting, plastering, flooring. Just not a lot that I can't do. Donkey Kong, yeah. Dum, dum, dum. Oh, I love those fucking games. And there are kids who will come and live at the arcade. I kid you not. I'm going to have kids showing up saying, I don't have money to play. How can I play? And I'm going to have to give them jobs just so they can play. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. Did I stir it? I don't think I stirred it. Oh yeah, I did. Oh yeah. I almost didn't show up today. Pretty sick. I know it doesn't sound like it. Maybe a little bit in my voice, but I pulled it off well. My friend is Mortal Kombat in his bedroom. Nice. A friend of mine had Tron a few years back when I went to see him, and I helped him refurbish it. I'd love to get one of those. Yeah. Totally. It just... for me, having the local kids involved would mean almost as much as having my family involved, right? Because when you're dealing with the local kids in a community, that's where you find the community, and that's where you can grow the community from within, because the kids take it home. The kids take it home. You know? And when the parents start coming to you and expressing to you how much they appreciate what you do for the kids, that is when it pays off big time. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the community to go, wow, you know, the kids finally have a place. Just down the street we got a skateboard park. Just skateboard park, right? An arcade. That's a place for everybody to hang out, right? I'm gonna have TVs in every corner, old music videos, old movies, old TV shows playing, a music place where they can just hang out and listen to music or play their own games on their phones or whatever, TVs so they can cast their stuff to the TV and play, cheap snacks and cheap wristbands for the kids. Show me your student ID as your wristband, $25 a month, right? That's less than $1 a day. Come on. That's a deal. That's a fucking steal, man. Everybody else won't get that, but the kids will. The kids are going to get... The adults are going to have to pay, you know, $25 a week for a wristband. Yep. We'll do tournaments. Magic is hugely popular. Oh, that right. Card game. Yeah, so we'll have a board game shelf and a big coffee table. Kids can sit around a coffee table and play board games, old video games. You see what I mean? You see how this looks from the inside? You close your head and you sit down in there and you look around and you go, oh shit, dude, this is awesome. This is awesome. Which, you know, a wall that's got now playing, which is the new video games that are happening. And then you've got coming soon, you know, future projects, right? I mean, so people are like, yeah, we're going to come back and we're going to play Pac-Man. Oh, Mrs. Pac-Man's coming. You know, tournaments. It just has to be big enough to get started and to grow. The snack bar doesn't have to be much to start with. Totally. You know, tell the local teachers, the history teachers, look, tell the kids they have to play these games that teach them about history, right? History trivia, and then what I'll do is I'll stock my arcade with those games so that they have to come. That's the only place they can find the game, right? Totally. Shh. But yeah, we know the local teachers and principals and deans and stuff because we've been here, and our daughter is just like righteously smart and was one of the top kids to graduate every school she went to. So she was always in the top 10, high school top 5. Yeah, so you know, local girl makes it good, and then shares that story with the local kids. Wouldn't you, if you were a dean or a principal, wouldn't you want her to come show up at your school and talk to the kids about staying in school and going to college because it's free when you graduate from here, and then it's real easy to get into a university from here and just leap right into it. It's so easy. I did it. I'm poor and I did it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Fucking happy. Video game for Jeopardy, right? That's cool. I remember that. I remember the Jeopardy video game. I think it was Super NES or something like that. I remember we had all kinds of games growing up, my friends. But games that I had were like in the 90s, the Sega Genesis and Nintendo 64. These are still games that I'd like to have in the arcade. A couple of 90s games are okay to have in the arcade because it's a retro place, and 90s work as far as retro. 30-year-old video games will work as vintage. Trivial Pursuit, there's another good one. You got the Do-Re. The daughter has the me. She's the best. She's the best. She's a sweetheart. She's a nice person. She's very to herself, like I am. She's shy, like I always was. Unless she's around her friends. And then she's probably making everybody laugh. 3 Sega games, Sony PlayStation games. That's what I had. I had the Sega Genesis, and I had the PlayStation, the first PlayStation, and the Nintendo 64. I had those in the late 90s. And I would just go from console to console, watching my satellite dish TV through my Iowa stereo, and yeah, back when I was doing stuff. I have dropped everything and run on and done something else so many times in my life. Just downsize to nothing and start over, right? I don't want to do that anymore. I'll do it one more time to start the arcade if I have to, but I don't want to. I would much rather have a sale shelf of 8-tracks for sale, all cleaned and refurbished and bagged and tagged and priced and everything. A little album section, have my daughter order new albums that other people don't order at their stores, right? And rather than go there and say, why don't you order this, just order it, a couple, and put them in the bin and see who buys them, right? Sure. Once we have the tax number and our business license and all that, we'll be able to get stuff at a better price. What? No. Get out of here. I don't even want to hear that. I don't even want to watch the news now. I don't want to hear it. Don't talk about it. I don't want to hear about it. Unfortunately, if this is true, we're going to have to hear about enough of it. So let's not talk about it here. And if it is true, you know. But that's fucked up. An arcade. That's what we want to talk about. An arcade. Because if we're going to get real, let's get real. Cool. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Anyway, you'll have to look it up, Susie, because I don't want to talk about it here. If it is true, then that's going to hurt too much. So let's not even go there. Yeah. Then I'm going to stay off the net and off the TV today. Because that's one of the worst things about modern media, is that they just bombard you with so much. When the bad news, they just They just bad news you over and over and over. And everybody just, they get into bringing you the dirt, and I hate it. Yeah. So, what can I get you guys to do to help me get an arcade running? Keep sending me those subscribers. I can't believe how many subscribers I've got, you guys. That's awesome. Yeah, more subscribers help. The more people I can tell, the more I feel like the message is getting out there. I like to stay in my bubble too. I was doing the RIP section of my video time machine, and I got to the point to where I felt like a ghoul. Who died this time? Oh. And I stopped the video time machine altogether. I did. I just got, it left a bad taste in my mouth doing the RIP section of the video time machine. It does have to be reported upon, but then we're going to hear about it for weeks and months, and whoever the perpetrators are, they get glamorized, and that's where I really hate it. They should be a silhouette and a number. Criminal 87352 has taken the lives of these lovely people, right? And they become a silhouette, and they no longer the same silhouette for everybody, and they no longer are a person. They are forgotten about, and they do not get glamorized. They become that number in prison, they become that silhouette, and that's all we ever know about them. And so we don't want to know anything. What do we want to know about a fucking silhouette, right? The only thing we should know is how they're punished, what they did and how they were punished. And nobody should know any more about them so that they're not glamorized, right? Once they're guilty, they should be forgotten about, right, to an extent, and not be a part of society, especially if we're not going to take the time to rehabilitate anybody. Prisons for profit indeed. Ugh. Yeah, so maybe I am going to start some kind of fundraising page or whatever in somewhere, and then come up with a QR code and have a few shirts made that say, buy me an arcade, and the QR code. And then you go there and you can see what we're doing. And see where we're at. Yeah. But I don't, like I said, I don't want to spend, until we're up and running, I don't want to spend any money on fundraising. And then once we do, it's going to be advertising and fundraising parties, fundraising out in the rest of the world to help the arcade through its first 6 months. And depending how it's doing the first year. But if I can just get enough to start the first 6 months, it should grow crazy in the first 6 months. If I can open it in early spring, then I have time to get up and rolling by summer and have full set of fucking legs under it. I have to be optimistic. I have had a shitty fucking life, and it just seems to get shittier, right? My health is none too great. There's no way that I can go out and work a real job and earn any substantial amount of money for my family anymore. This takes most of my time here, and this beats me to death. So, I'm looking at, like I have been for the last 10 years, what can I do as a business on my own than I can do physically with help from my family. And we've taken a couple of jumps. I did the handyman business. I did the vending business for events and fairs and carnivals. God, don't get me started. So I just need the right path, right? Yeah. There you go. Now, I totally believe that you got to focus on your own, and you have to take care of those around you and get involved in your community, period. Because if you don't, we've got a bunch of people sitting in their houses looking out their windows at each other going, oh, you fucker. Right? That's not good. Anytime you give it attention, it drains you. It does. Right? I won't give myself over to anything that isn't going to make me feel good at the end. No. If I'm going to put myself through something physically and I'm going to be at the end, I want to have a payoff, right? Not necessarily this kind of payoff. A feel good. I need to have the feels, man. Really gotta just every day I have to get a little bit more ahead on next season's morning show, but I also need to take huge giant steps toward the arcade. Yeah, see, when I watch TV, I control it. I like to watch old stuff from my childhood. That's what I watch on TV. Every once in a while, my wife and my daughter and I will sit around and we'll watch something new on TV or a movie, right? But rarely. Right now, my wife and daughter and I are watching on Netflix those Asian competition shows. Right now we're watching the final draft. 25, I think it was 25 Asian sports superstars who have retired have come back to this competition to see which one of them has what it takes to like not be retired, right? It kind of a flu thing. Me and, my daughter got it first. Probably brought it home from the concert they went to on Sunday, or school. And then Joey got it the day before he left, and I got it the day after he left. But it's just a little congestion, a little tickle, a little pain. I just try to clear my throat instead of coughing. My daughter, she coughs. I'm used to coughing because I'm a smoker. I know how to cough and not hurt myself. She doesn't know how to do that. So she coughed herself into a voiceless. She was voiceless for 3 days. Grateful Dead Yule log. I should write that down. That's something I can put on my TV. Totally. Grateful Dead Yule log. YouTube. Totally. So, I'm actually going to write up a schedule for myself. And I'm going to start using it every day. Get done here at 7 o'clock. Have breakfast by here. Be doing this by there. And at this time, be doing this. If I'm not working, I'm doing this. If I'm working, be sure to do this after that. You know. And try to get myself in a routine, in a pattern of getting shit done. I do that here. But I can be relaxed with it because it doesn't really mean anything to anyone. I'm not getting paid. The world's not going to stop if I don't do a show or my graphics aren't right. But everything else, I need to get my whole world in order so that every day I'm getting shit done. And every day I can you know, count how many steps we've ticked off on the journey to get an arcade. I know once I get to a certain point, it's going to be a little easier to find financial assistance. It's going to be easier to get my wife and daughter involved, so that when we get down to getting it actually rolling, and I say, oh man, we just need a couple of gallons of paint, they won't hesitate in opening up our own bank account to do that, right? Nice. Just reading comments here. Wedding anniversary, nice. Oh shit! I better set my alarm. Let me grab my clock. My wedding anniversary is coming up in a couple of days, and I usually forget because I mix up the days between her birthday and ow. Totally. So I better do that. I better set my, ooh, how alarming. Better set my calendar. I might have set the calendar already. Well, happy anniversary, you guys. Let's see. Calendar. Nothing. There you go. There we go. Okay. That is there. And let me go ahead and set another one here because I'm not great at remembering. Let's see. So Wednesday. Yeah, that's it. That's it. There we go. Okay. Anyway, thanks for reminding me with your anniversary that mine is fastly approaching. There we go. Yeah, all right. What do we got going on here? I am going to have to... Got a lot of comments going on here. Warren Haynes, Christmas tree. Oh, Phil Ash, right. That's right, we lost Phil Ash. There you go. Hey, it is 4:20 somewhere. And I got a bong hit, so there we go. Okay, $25,000. That's not much. Wow. Oh, that's right, I'm sick. Damn it. So I went to the pot shop while Joey was here, and he went with me. And they were having a special, and he was first time. So he bought a bunch of gummies, and they give him one of these joints, a half a gram joint, right? Really good stuff, almost 40% THC. Well, almost 35. Total cannabinoids, almost 40. Really good. What's that? Durban poison. And so he gave me the joint because he don't smoke, right? He don't smoke. Oh yeah, man, I'm telling you. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. $25,000. Somebody was complaining on one of the local social media groups about local businesses and how you can't buy local because they cater to the tourists and things are so expensive. So locals can't buy local, and it's a bummer because a lot of the local people selling stuff to tourists aren't even locals. They're from out of town, and they come here and they sell their shit and go home. They come here and open their store and then, drive 2 hours to go home every day. It's ridiculous. You're gonna sound catch, you bong rips. It makes it go viral. Oh, you're gonna catch my bong rips. Alright. That's awesome. Let me know. I'll clean it so it sounds really good. Totally. I just cleaned it the other day. I got a brand new bottle of alcohol. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Oh yeah, gotta clean the bowl regularly to keep that thing just hitting golden, right? It's golden morning. It's gonna be a golden day there, buddy. Yeah, totally golden. It's a golden month. Totally. Well, let me know when you're gonna sound catch me. Catch some sounds. 'Cause I will totally. I'll give it a good long toke and a good cough, even though I'm sick. You just let me know, man, and I'll do it. I'll do what you need, man. And then, you guys, I'm open for suggestions as far as fundraising and any of that kind of stuff. If you guys have any ideas on anything, I'll do a fucking bake sale. I'll do a paper drive, right? A car wash. Whatever it takes to buy me an arcade, man. Whatever it fucking takes. Because it's not a lot of money. If I want to start off and be like, fucking Buster and Dave's or something, well then yeah, I gotta have a huge fucking giant budget. But if I just want to start off as a little small town arcade, which is what we are, I think I can pull that off. And just make it one of those little niche businesses, one of those little hole-in-the-wall things. It doesn't have to be huge. It just has to be kitschy. It just has to be inviting, right? Oh, sweet leaf. Yeah, I love that one. That's a great one. That's one of my favorites. That album there, Paranoid, that's probably one of the Ozzy Black Sabbath albums that means the most to me, because it was like, the album was like our anthem, you know? It really was. Iron Man, Sweet Leaf, Paranoid. It was just, oh, it's a great fucking album. It's, in fact, let's make that one the album of the day. The album of the day is Paranoid. That's it. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Can I do it? Is this it? Is it? Alright, that's it. December. Alright, yeah, so that was, oh man, that album there, that's high school right there. I know it came out way before my high school days, but it was one of those that, it was timeless, man. Still fucking timeless. It's great fucking shit, man. Let me get my bong cleaned out here, man. The Prince of Darkness. I never went in for all of that. Ooh, spookity goobity goobity stuff. I just thought it was good music, you know. And if they wanted to build that mystique around it, whatever. I just thought as like Alice Cooper, right? It was just stage stuff. Ozzy wasn't like that. He wasn't the Prince of Dark. He was just some goofy little Welsh dude that you couldn't understand that sang really good. That was it. And he didn't even sing great. He was just a great showman. And he did cool stuff, you know, with his voice. And it wasn't even like brilliant, you know. It wasn't even like... it was just, you know, a garage band that just hit it big, man. Just fucking hit it big. Let's see, Image. Image, yo. Oh, jeez. What cheese, Dure? What cheese? Oh, jeez. 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 Well, there's the album of the day, and that's Paranoid. There you go, baby. I remember when Bark at the Moon came out. Yeah. Gosh, was I in high school or junior high? I think I was in junior high. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, we still got to do a movie of the week, man. What's the movie that we're going to be talking about all week? You know, Randy Rhoads was a little better than a garage band, right? I'm talking about early Sabbath, dude. No, when Randy Rhoads was with Early Quiet Riot, oh yeah, they were early garage band shit. All over fucking LA, jamming and playing. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. No, at some point they all go from garage band to, you know, filling up fucking stadiums. I never saw Randy Rhoads as a superstar. I saw Randy Rhoads as a local kid that made it big and probably should have not. He, of course, we all know why. But what if he had turned down Ozzy out of loyalty to the boys? What about that? And then became the guy who turned down Ozzy, right? I don't know. He'd probably still be alive. Then again, you know, fate. Paranoid, though, it's on Masters of Reality. Ah, see, there you go. Now, Now we're talking reality here. You must be the master of reality. Well, what the hell? Thank you for correcting that. Both those albums, for sure. In fact, I was thinking, why doesn't this, when I looked at it and found this album cover, I'm looking at it going, why doesn't that look like the Paranoid? Because it wasn't Paranoid, it was Masters of Reality. The purple and the black. Purple, Black Sabbath, and then black, Masters of Reality. Right? That one. I've got a shirt. Yeah. Good stuff. But both those albums, like some of the AC/DC albums, they kind of merged together with me because I don't keep shit straight. Ever since that brain injury back in '76, I've been a little wonky. And the years of decades of pot smoking doesn't help. Hey, now we're talking. What's up, dude? I don't cotton to that idea. Totally, man. Totally. I guess I better start getting up on things here. And let's go ahead and write in here this morning on this morning's show. Susie W. James. Joey. Joey was here. He was here at my house, and he was here on the show this morning. Yeah, purple and black. Yeah, that's the one. See? It takes a little while. I catch up eventually, sometimes. Yeah, those are two of my favorite albums, and they always kind of... It's like the first two Iron Maiden albums, they kind of merged. I can't remember which is on which, right? There's the two Black Sabbath albums with Ronnie James Dio that do the same thing. I can't remember which album is which and which songs are on which album. Yeah, I have difficulty with stuff like that. That's why I can't remember song lyrics when I'm singing. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I just cannot remember, right? Correctly. I can remember them, but then I remember them wrong. All members of Judas Priest are gay. My straight metalhead friends hated me when I told them. Well, they're not. Just Rob Halford is. And what's the point anyway? I know back then, when you tried to say, hey man, I think that guy's gay, people would freak out because it was like saying they were the devil, right? Because there was a lot of drama built around potheads and homosexuals and businessmen. No, well, probably. But, yeah, whatever. I don't think that all of them, I think it's just the one, Rob Halford. And that's what led to issues in the band a lot of times, from what I understand. But it was the same thing with a couple other bands, right? Where it was like, oh man, what are we going to do? He's getting too gay. Who gives a fuck? Or, oh, I'm never going to go to see them again. I'm going to burn all their stuff. I'm going to throw away all of their memorabilia because the guy's gay. Right? There are some people out there who think that you're on the way to hell. Oh, you're going to hell. You're gay. You're going to hell. Period. You're gay. If you don't change your ways and ungay yourself, you're going to jail. Or not to jail, you're going to hell. Not jail, hell. I'm kind of acquainted with somebody who thinks that way. that it's their job to convert them and save their soul because they're gay. They made the wrong decisions, and they've followed Satan into an evil place, and they're gay, and they need to change. I'm like, what the hell? All members of Queen were gay, not just Freddie Mercury. Yeah. I didn't see the biopic, so I can't argue with you, but I'm going to probably say that's probably not true. It's usually the front man, right? I'm sure people are going to say, well, you might say it, Van Halen, they're all gay, right? We used to harass people. Oh, man, that's gay. That dude's gay. He's gay. It's gay, man. What a fag. What a homo, right? Come on. That's just ridiculous. That's just a form of bullying, really. I mean, I used to get bullied when I still get fucking bullied. What am I talking about? I still get bullied. I get bullied everywhere I fucking go. So yeah, I don't do that. And usually it's just looking at you and going, oh, you've judged me, right? You've bullied me. You've judged me. You've looked at me and you've judged me and you've formulated an opinion about what you think I am. Fuck you, right? That's what I have to say about people like that. Fuck you. If you want to think I'm gay, fuck you. I think you're an asshole. Yeah. I mean, what's the point? Who cares if somebody's gay or not, right? Queen is the original heavy metal band. No, they're not. They're gay. Go on. Bunch of jomos, huh? I don't believe it. They're not they're the first, they weren't metal. They were more like, die-cast aluminum almost with some shiny, some bedazzlement. I don't know. What the hell is he talking about? I don't know. Does it matter? Does it matter what the hell I talk about? Somebody's going to get mad. Somebody's going to get mad. I've always felt like, you know what? Do whatever you want. As long as it doesn't fuck with me, do whatever you want. You know, spend all your day in the goddamn park behind a bush jacking off, if that's what you want to do, as long as nobody else has to be affected by that. That's probably a bad example, but as long as it don't offend anyone, do whatever you want to do. Go hide and do your things, and judge not lest you be judged. Jesus the gardener. Yeah, I never let my gardener judge me. I go out and I look at his work, and I'm the judge. I'll tell you this, Jesus. You didn't trim this hedge enough. Totally. Judged. Don't be judged. Totally me. He's fucking totally me. Don't fucking judge me, me. I'll fucking judge you, me. Ever heard the first Queen album, 73? I think I have it on 8-track. I think I do. What does it look like? What's on the cover? I think I have it on 8-track somewhere. I got a bunch of crap here I need to start going through. I'm going to have stereos for sale in this place. Old TVs, VCRs. I'm going to have a place where you can go pick out a movie to watch and sit down at an old TV with an old set of earphones on and watch an old movie in a corner with your friend. Check this out, man. Check this out. Yep. Back to the arcade. That's where my head keeps going. When you can't leave something alone, then you're not supposed to. That's the way I think. When something keeps fucking with you so much that you cannot stop thinking about it, you're not supposed to stop thinking about it, right? So that's it. That's the ticket cricket. $25 grand. That's the ticket, Cricket. And then that's it. From there, all we have to do from then on is arcade. We keep the vacation rentals that we have. We keep cleaning. But we devote all of our energies away from that into the arcade. A family business. And that's what we do. Nobody takes a paycheck the first 6 months. Everything just goes right into longevity and growth. Happy Hanukkah? What are you, Adam Sandler now? Totally. About a little less than 20 minutes left this morning, and then I am going to get off the dime. I am going to have a shower. I'm going to get dressed. I'm going to have some breakfast, and then get ready to go clean a house, and that's it. The house we're going to clean has the garage filled with stuff, and we're going to look on our calendar and see when on our calendar we can get there to do a preliminary garage sale, right? Do one in January and then do one in like April, right? April or May, because by May, June, July, by May, I want to have enough elements to start an arcade. 4 to 6 machines and whatever else we can come up with to fill that arcade. I'm going to have to come up with some old furniture, and we're going to have to do slip covers that look 80s, 70s. Everything has got to have a vintage vibe. Right to the TVs up in the corners. They have to be old tube TVs. They do. So, at some point, I'll be investigating television repair and have to become a TV repair guy, too. I'm going to have to get a local kid who wants to come over and work and get minimum wage plus bonuses to spend a couple of hours a week learning how to repair this shit with me. There you go, Blue Cheer, first metal band. That's it, baby. So loud that they killed the fish in the lake. Totally. Anywho, gosh, it's gonna happen. It's happening. It's happening right now as we're speaking. An arcade is being developed. Just a few machines, that's all it takes. Spinal Tap. Thank you. That's very good. That is keeping abreast of the latest news without getting involved, and I appreciate that. That is perfect. Tynal Spap. MC5, kick out the jams. MC5. I know you've told me this before, but who the fuck is MC5? That Michael Jackson, the Jackson 5? Miscommunication number 5? What? Kick out the yams. I don't want any yams. No yams. Okay. Pardon me while I adjust the size of this friggin' thing. It's bloody huge. And I can only fit so much of it on my screen here. So there we go. And come on, right above the steam. There you go. Alright. There you are. There it is. Title spap. Whoa. That's funny. That's funny stuff right there, you know. Ooh, look, a bong hit. I'm sick as a dog, but I'm still doing. Motor City 5. Oh, okay. Alright. Let me write that down in the old logbook here. Motor City 5. In fact, let me write that down, and then I'll remember it. Motor City 5. Ooh, I like the Magnificent Seven, right? You heard of those? These, thems, and thoses. Who is it? The girl band and the guy band without their leads, I believe. Anyway, back to the old. I got a bong hit here. That wasn't good for a soundbite. Motor City Madman. What? Tim Allen? Totally. Oh. It's my loose eyeball. Needs to be tightened up. I gotta tighten it up. My God, that sounds horrible. The guy's got a spongy eyeball. It's spongy. They call him spongy eye. Yeah. My eyes have always been like that. This one, anyway, is kind of spongy. Anywho, coffee. Oh, coffee. I'm gonna get one of those Ninja coffee house thingies that makes like 10 different drinks, right? That would be a must at some point to get one of those, so that we've got a little coffee bar there, and a food bar as well, because we're gonna have after-school kids. We're gonna have them late-night parties and stuff. Ted Nugent, right? The Nugent bar. I still have a few of his 8 tracks. I don't have any of his albums. He's not one of my favorite people, so his music was never that important to me. There was Wayne Dang, Sweet Bootang, and all of those other great songs, but for me there was only like 2 or 3 albums, and then I was like, it's time to put him away. It's a time to put away childish things, and Ted Nugent is one of those childish things that I put away. Well, he remained childish. Totally. I mean, the guy's a piece of work, right? He's, of course, the most patriotic American right now in the country, but don't talk about him trying to get out of the Vietnam War by taking a bunch of drugs. He wasn't a drug addict, but he took a bunch of speed, stayed up for days, got filthy, disgusting shit all over himself, and then went in to the draft board and got kicked out because he drug tested positive for all kinds of crap. He did everything he could to get out of the fucking goddamn war. But then he comes back so many years later and it's like, yeah, I'm a patriot. I'm a patriot. He's full of shit is what he is. So, yeah. I got burned out on Ted Nugent before I was 18 as well. Totally. And that was during his heyday. And I'm like, yeah, we're done. We're done. And then I heard that about him, and I'm like, really? Mr. America, Captain America, sniveled his way out in front of the draft board. Wow. Just got shitty and grungy and drug infested, right? And now he's all about picking up arms, protect the country. He's so full of shit. He's so full of shit. If Russia showed up at our doorstep, right, like in Red Dawn, he'd be helping them. He'd be that mayor. Let me help you line them up. Come on, you guys, get over there. Come on, line up. Let me get them in line for you there, boss. He's full of shit. Oh, yeah. Of course, he denies it. He totally denies it. It's on record. I love it when there's shit where everybody knows is fucking true, and they just bury it, right? And then somebody digs up and goes, hey, this is true. And he goes, no, it's not. It's been buried. It ain't true. It's been buried. Yeah. Totally. Totally. Oh, I didn't finish that bong yet. What do you know about that? I better top it off and try it again. Better top it off and try it again. You know, I thought about going into the military, joining the army and doing that kind of stuff when I was young. And then I saw Full Metal Jacket. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm Gomer. I would totally Gomer my sergeant. I would. Gomer pile! I would totally pile my fucking sergeant in the bathroom. Yep. I don't know that I'd blow my own brains out, but I would totally pile him. And it was like, no, I don't think I should do that. I can't have... I don't even like teachers looking at me cross-eyed. You get somebody like that, and I'm just going to freak out on them, right? My close friends were Republican, posted Ted Nugent memes saying that he was going to play Wang Dang Doodle really loud during Friday prayers at mosque in Detroit. Well, that's just rude. And it's that kind of mentality that people have like that. You know, those wingers, whatever fucking wing they're goddamn in. They're all fucking kooks. Left wing, right wing, center wing, fucking jerk-off wing, you know. They're all assholes. They all got some kind of fucking agenda, you know. I'm gonna play it real loud outside of fucking... Fuck you. You know, but dare somebody do that outside of your church? Oh, then we got words. Fuck you and your double fucking standards. These fucking people. I'm gonna fuck with somebody because of the way they are, basically. And I don't like the way they are. Not in my country. You can't be the way you are in my country. I'm a patriot. I see so many of those fucking douchebags. You know? It's like, you know what? Get your head out of your ass. That was posted on Facebook. I believe it. I believe it. That's the shit that I delete. If I have friends that post stuff that they're sharing, I block those places that they're shared from. I no longer ever have to see anything from them. If my friends keep it up, I snooze them for 30 days. And then I unfollow them. Dare I have to unfriend them because they're just so radical. Whatever fucking wing they're hanging out in, right? Totally. Old man rant. Yeah. I just, you know, people need to just fucking get their heads out of everybody else's fucking ass and worry about themselves. You know? God forbid you should take your head out of your own ass and somebody else's ass. Get over yourself, people. Especially people like fucking Ted Nugent. What a douche. I have never fucking liked that guy as a person. He's just a fucking scab, right? He's just full of himself. He's just Mr. Perfect, you know. Ted Nugent should do that outside the Catholic or Baptist church if he really had balls. He don't. He don't. I just have this image of him as an 18-year-old standing there covered in his own shit and piss, tweaked out on fucking drugs, right? Standing in front of the draft board. That is the image that I keep with me when I think of Ted Nugent. he will for always in my head be that guy. So anything that he does, don't surprise me. It's that little douchebag doing it. That guy had to snivel out. Why didn't he just leave the fucking country? Why didn't you just fucking go to Canada, you pussy? And now he's a super patriot. He's a super piece of shit. Cat scratch fever. Cat scratch fever. Cat scratch fever. His stuff was just so basic and derivative. It was easy to get burned out on it. Because he reached a point to where he couldn't do anything more. It was the same chords, the same licks, the same strut, the same bullshit. He'd never, why do you think he holds a gun now instead of a guitar? And why he don't do anything new? Because he's got nothing new. There's nothing beyond, Wang Tang, scratch my fucking poontang. It's just bullshit. He's bullshit. I don't like him. I don't hate him, but I don't like him. I don't even want to put the energy into disliking him. I just don't like him. I'm not going to burn his albums or, 8 tracks or whatever, because that's just stupid too. You have to be able to separate the art from the artist. But you also have to be able to say, you know what? His music is not important enough for me to even care about having it in my collection. I'm going to sell those, right? Fuck it. Fuck it. Oh, scratch my balls, you cat-licking bastard. Alright, I'm going to do my last bong hit of the day here. First show of the week, and I almost didn't show up. I was like, do I want to be sick? Do I just want to call in? Fuck it. I can't even call in. Other than Facebook or my posts or my community on YouTube, there's no place I can really say, hey, I'm not going to be here today, where anybody's going to pay attention. So, yeah, some days I want to not be here, but I can't not be here. I just have to do it. So I wind up showing up anyway, even when I'm feeling like shit or exhausted. Double live gonzo, right? His live stuff was okay. He was all strut and, glamour, all hair and shaking his ass and stuff. He was really one of those guys where you looked out in the audience and it should have been all girls, and if there were a lot of guys there, you were like, I don't know about this guy. He's going to a Ted Nugent concert, and Ted Nugent's like, fuck the guys, give me the chicks. Hey, show me your boobs, right? And he ain't there for the guys. He's there for the girls. He ain't even there for the fans. He's like, fuck the fans. Douchebag. Stranglehold is a good one. I remember listening to Stranglehold on the radio, coming on KMET. We were shooting pool up in this old room, this old little house, in an old beat-up trailer park. And this house, it was just the living room. It was just like it was like a community room in this old trailer park. And so it was just this one-room building. No windows on it. All the windows had been busted out. But there was a pool table in there, an old pool table. I think one of the balls was cracked. But it was really cool because we'd sit in there and we'd listen to Van Halen and Rush and Ted Nugent and Deep Purple and shit coming through the FM radio there. Just a little fucking old clock radio sitting in there blasting this shit out. Yeah, Stranglehold, that's one of those songs the music is just fucking awesome in that one. There was a time where he could have done something. Had he invested in himself and his own abilities and tried to grow a little bit, he could have stayed with it. But he had nothing. He had a couple of good albums, and then he had dragging that out with live, and then trying to put together other crap that was just sounded the same. I got burned out on him really quick. Native Bob Seger, on the other hand. Now Bob Seger, I will listen to all day long, any of his stuff. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. One of my favorites is Fire Lake. Oh, Fire Lake. With the Eagles singing backup. Oh. God, that's a great one. That's a great album. Fucking A. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to put on some fucking music. It's going to be a music day today. It is. I'm going to go a little bit long this morning because it's Monday and my wife's not awake yet. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling real excited about the arcade thing. My house is... It's like a rat's nest, really, that's falling apart. Yeah, out on Main Street, brother. That's where I'm going today. I'm going to go out on Main Street, and I'm going to look for something that is for lease. And I'm going to look, and I'm going to find no less than a half a dozen places here locally and find out what the deal is. Oh, roll me away, baby. I just love I got Bob Seger just rolling through my head now. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. Honestly, I love it. There's no better way to roll through a morning than to have Bob Seger rolling through your head, you know. And on that note, we're just going to keep doing bong hits and finishing off this coffee here until I decide to cut it off. Yeah. Oh. Yep. Totally, man. Yeah, you know what? I think my biggest attribute with all of this is my ability to time travel in my own head. Yeah. And my ability to help others find that dimensional time slot thing that we're kind of traveling in. And if I can harness that and channel that into the whole arcade thing, right? Because I live in the past. So if I take that and then use that 100%, I think that's going to be more powerful than money. Against the wind. I'm still running against the wind. Older now, still running against the wind. I just heard that in my head. Yeah. That's good stuff right there. The music playing in the arcade is going to be key. I am gonna curate videotapes of MTV music videos. Hours and hours and hours and hours of stuff. It's gonna be fucking awesome. I may put a lot of stuff on disc or whatnot, but it'll more than likely, I'll just record stuff directly off my computer onto a videotape. And then from there, blast it on regular old TVs. Just like that. It's going to be fucking awesome. That's awesome. And the future, past, present, and future simultaneously. I love that. That's us true sci-fi time travelers. Because I'm there too. I'm always looking toward the future and standing in the future going, right? Now is almost like the future to me because I'm so steeped in the past that walking around in the now is like a futuristic journey for me. Blame it on somebody else, just don't blame it on me. I'll blame it on this bong hit. Totally. Oh, my nose. Oh, that bong hit got me in the nose. It was like a hit of wasabi. You too? Totally. We're just time traveling. What are we? Time truckers. That's it. Time truckers. Time truckers. Hitting open highway back into the past. Yeah, one whole part of the arcade will be selling very, very vintage stuff. Stereos that have been refurbished, you know, refurbished 8-tracks, records and tapes and posters. We'll have to order posters. Yeah, I mean, it's going to reach a certain point to where we're going to want to bring in, we'll have posters on the walls and stuff, right? And it'll have a number. It'll have an ID number and a price, right? And you can go buy that poster that's on the wall. Everything that will be displayed in there will be for sale, or there will be a copy for sale, right? Night moves. Night moves. Yeah. Night moves. Oh, working and practicing. Night moves. All of the night moves. Yeah. Night moves. Shut up. Uh-huh. Working and practicing. All the night moves. Night moves. Night moves. Shut up. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about that. I'm going to have to put it on. I'm going to have to put it on. My dog came out this morning. Came out, got a drink, went back. And then I guess he went out because all of a sudden he's just... And I'm like, all right. I let him, and he comes busting in here and jumps up on the bed and under the blanket. And he's been sitting on my little porta-bed out here under the blanket since I started. Oh, beautiful loser. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, imagine leaving the house, knowing full well that you're going there for the day, and you're going to pick out some records for the day, and you grab you're like a DJ, right? Because that's what we're going to do. So these are the records we're taking for the day for us to put on to listen to in between music videos and movies and TV and stuff. Turn the page. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I would have loved to have seen a concert in Detroit back in the 80s. Totally. Even now. But it would have to be an 80s band. Yeah, we got a show coming up in a couple of weeks. We're going to see Big Sandy and his Fly Right Boys here at Pappy and Harriet's in town. And that's going to be fun. I can't wait to go and see the gang. The Fire Down Below. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I keep looking over at my records because I'm like, I'm going to have to dig that one out. And I think my air mattress is in front of it. So I think the air mattress comes down today. Totally. Because I'm feeling better. I'm still a little congested, a little bit of pain. But as you can tell, all morning I haven't been coughing, and I've only had to clear my throat a few times, and I've been smoking. So that right there is the extent of what I want to be able, what I have to do today is just clear my throat every once in a while and not cough, and then I'll be fine. Yeah, totally. It's definitely going to be time today to get things straightened up. Definitely going to be time today to get out and get the ball rolling and look at some properties and get an idea of what we want to do and where we want to do it. The closer to home, the better. And if not closer to home, the bigger the better, because then we'll just move out of home and move into it at some point. Even if we're in a motorhome outside, then we have facilities inside to use at our disposal, right? So I'm pretty happy that we're able to get rolling, you know. And even if we keep this property here until we actually get into something, I'm fine with that. I just want to get the business going. I know that we can't stay here in this particular dwelling forever. It's just not going to grow with us. But I'm more than willing to stay here as long as it takes to get this thing up and on its own. And it's building up inside of me like you would not believe. I've felt this way before. You know, when I was starting my handyman business, and that was a really good business. If I hadn't gotten into a car accident and destroyed my spine even more, I'd still be making fucking great money. Even better money. With lots of clients. Rock and roll never forgets. Neither does an elephant or my spine. Yeah, the whole arcade thing, man, it's not going to leave me alone, you know. When I did my vending business, it would not leave me alone until I got it up and running and had a business license and a name and all of the equipment to go set up someplace and vend snacks and drinks. You know, just stuff out of a cooler and out of a box. But it worked. It wasn't great. Had I then kept expanding, it would have gotten better. But it was just too much work. Having one brick and mortar place with everything there, you know, and if I can own 6 machines to start with, that's all we need. We can all visualize it together and make the arcade dream come true. Oh, dude, I love that idea. Because visualization really, really works. And if there's more people looking at that in their heads, it's bound to come true. I totally believe that. I totally believe if we got everybody on the planet to think about peace and love and happiness all at the same time once a day, it would grow like you wouldn't believe. You know, Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Totally. Thank you. Do that. Everybody do that. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just imagine that it is happening and it's working, and my wife and daughter, I think I've got them on board to back me as far as, I need to do this. Help me do this. I need to do this. Help me do that. And once I get to a certain point, I'm going to reach a critical mass, and there's going to be no stopping that snowball, right? And that's where we need to go. That snowball needs to start trucking downhill. Hollywood nights in those high rolling. Dude, I spent some nights in Hollywood Hills, man, like you would not believe. And I was just a kid, right? I was just a kid, dude. And I saw crazy shit. Crazy shit. Like when we went to see the Rocky Horror Picture Show at midnight in Hollywood on Sunset Strip. And in the theater, it's a regular theater, and you go in, and there are people there up on stage dancing and singing, and they went through and did so much live stuff. And then they started the movie, and then there was more live stuff, and then there was audience participation stuff. And I'm like 8 years old, and I'm like, yeah, 9 years old, yeah, this is fucking awesome. Or let's see, when was this? When was that? I can't remember if it was... No, it couldn't have been 76. It was... It had to have been 79 or 80 because of where we were living. Yeah. So, there you go. I would have been 12 at the oldest. And that's crazy, because my sister was 8 and she was there. I mean, she was 10 and she was there. Totally. Still the same, dude. We're still here. Isn't that the same? Jeez, I better get a bong hit going here. And then, no more and then. Okay. Some kind of breakfast this morning. Nothing heavy. I've convinced myself that one meal a day is perfect for me. Grand Rapids, nice. You can see that show anywhere. You can still go anywhere and see that fucking show. That movie still plays. One of the longest playing shows in theaters. Yeah. Oh man, totally lost track of what I was thinking. Yep. Just have to visualize it. That's real hard to do with my brain, because I forget. What was I saying? Because I forget everything all the time. I resemble the character Riff Raff. Oh, you too? You too? If I didn't have the beard and the mustache, I could totally do Riff Raff. Yeah. If they ever did a Rocky Horror Picture Show here in town, I would be tempted to try out for it, because totally. Oh. Yeah, thanks. Because I certainly wouldn't want to do Furt and Franker, because that's just not me. Although I have friends that have done Frankenfurter as a costume. I could not. I don't have the physique. All right, well, I feel the house is going to wake up here soon. Damn it, Janet. Oi. Oi. I said oi, and I mean oi. And I do mean oi. Okay, so my goal by the end of the year is not just to start a new season of the morning show, but to have every episode easily produced. Pre-production, production, and post-production should all be a snap. Pre-production done post-show, I think is going to solve all my problems. And have it worked out so every day after a show, I go through and I build a new show on a checklist. I fill everything in. I find the elements I need, build that show, put it together, and then leave it alone until the next week. And that's it. And do that every day. And I think as long as I get that figured out by the end of the year, and most of that is figured out, I just need some more opening and closing stuff, I should be able to pull it off and only have to spend about an hour a day post-show working on the next show. Which gives me about a 3-hour day. Well, 4-hour, because I get up in the morning at 4, and it's what I do from 4 till 5 is get ready, wake up, do my show, pre-show, that kind of stuff. I'm just a sweet transvestite from Transylvania. You don't have to tell me that. I already know. It's implied. But yeah, 4 hours. An hour pre-show, pre-production, getting everything ready to go on air, doing my show using the elements that I've gathered from the end of the last show, and then getting done with the show and putting together the next show while it's still fresh in my head, and I'm using the notes from that day's show and the discussion that's transpired. Most of the show will be discussion, but the back and forth will mainly occur at the end portion of the show, where I'm going to go into a lot of detail about what I've researched, and then at the end of the show, the last like half hour of the show or so is going to be really heavy back and forth about our topic or whatever. We may do the first hour about the topic and then the second hour discussion. So if we have something to watch, we have something to discuss, elements we need to learn about, and then get into a discussion period. So we actually have something to discuss. Yep. Transsexual. Totally. People in Transylvania are like, you fucker. How dare you? We're not gay. We swear we mean it. Oh wait, you gotta sound like Bela Lugosi. We're not gay. No, we're not. Blah, blah, blah. We're not. We have no transvestites here. Blah, blah. 1, 2, 3 transvestites. Blah. My wife loves it when I do that. The count from Sesame Street. She's like, 1. And I'm like, 2, 3. Too much. Blah. He never once did blah, blah. I don't know where the hell that came from. 66 and sunny. It's 54 and sunny here. And it's only 7:25 in the a.m. on the Pacific West Coast. Here are the 15th of December in 2025. Shut up. Blah. 1, 2, 3, 54 degrees. Blah. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, man. I still want to write a radio show. Some kind of radio drama thing. Maybe a little sci-fi-ish, right? An hour-long thing. Was that me? Jeez. Some kind of hour-long thing where I can write it, direct it, produce it, star in all of the characters. I have to get a voice modulator. As soon as I can get something where I can manipulate my voice, the pitch and the yaw and the whatever, then I can think about doing all of the different characters. Well, yes, I don't say. Of all this, and then I can write it and get the sound effects and oh man. Use some arcade kids, right? You never know. I'd love it if the drama department hung out and you know, had their club meetings. Oh, man, see, I'm dreaming it right back to the arcade. You should feature the film Blackula sometime. Oh yeah, there you go. There you go. That's another thing that I can do. Is I've got loads of film projectors, and I could actually put on old reels and watch crazy movies up on a screen, right? So all of a sudden the arcade is filled with people, and the lights dim a little bit, and a projector turns on, and now there's a movie playing on a wall somewhere, right? And what I would probably do is I would create a wall that looks like a drive-in theater with old cars and stuff parked there. And then I would have my projector over on another area in something that you can't really see, maybe inside of a booth, or so you can go in there and you can put on a movie, whether it's a digital projector or an old school projector, whatever. And now that screen on the wall actually has a movie playing on it, you know, because we're going to have TVs playing music videos and TV shows and made-for-TV movies and all kinds of crazy shit up there. After-school specials. That's going to be great. The kids get out of school and they show up and there's an after-school special coming on. Old commercials, the works. Because I could just put together these things and just push a button, and now they're watching them. Fucking A. And raise these kids up on some vintage past stuff, man. Raise them up good. I want to be that crazy old weird bearded guy that they call Uncle Michael or something, or Uncle Crazy, or, you know, something. You know, Uncle Dude. I don't know. They'll probably call me Dude. I'll probably just have them call me Dude, or Man, or Bro, or What's Up, you know. Well, yeah, you can call me Mr. Mondre, but I don't know. That's like my grandfather. I would probably just go, you know, just call me Dude. Because it would be weird for them to call me by my first name, because I don't get that a lot. My wife doesn't call me by my first name, hardly ever. Probably a handful of times since we've been married. My daughter doesn't. And I don't know a lot of people who talk to me directly and call me by my first name, Michael. Every once in a while they call me Mike, and I'm like, eh. And I cringe, and I try to explain to them, my name is not Mike. I'm not a kid with an all-day sucker and a frog in his pocket. I'm not a plumber. So please. There's another part of that. Michael. You just have to finish it. Sometimes they'll say Mike, and I'll say, Cole? Huh? Well, you didn't finish my name, so I did. What? Michael. Oh, I get it. I'll tell somebody, especially when they take your order, what's your name? And you say Michael, and you see them write down Mike, and you're like, who's that? I will really say, so who's that? What did you just write down? I wrote your name. My name is not Mike. If I hear you call the name Mike, I ain't gonna respond. My name is Michael, just like I said 2 fucking seconds ago. Oh, that really pisses me off. Oh, what's your name? Michael. Nice to meet you, Mike. Where the fuck how did you lose half my name between when I said it and when it came out of your fucking mouth? Oh, that pisses me off. Don't ever abbreviate my name without my permission. That fucking makes me rage. Oh. I just told you my fucking name. And now you're going to call me something completely unrelated. It is. No, it's not. It has nothing to do with my fucking name. You know what it does? When you know what it has to do with? It pisses me off. That's what it has to do with my fucking name. Don't ever call me Mike. You have to be a really close friend or family member to get away with calling me Mike. Ever. And that's only because I love you and I let you get away with it. If I have to tell you more than once, my name ain't fucking Mike, then you're probably not a loved one or a family member. Because I let them get away with it. I've got friends here in town who call me Mike, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know. If somebody else calls me, if they introduce me, hey, this is my friend Mike, I will say, hi, my name is Michael, not Mike, and I'll look at my friend right in the eyes. My name is Michael, not Mike. And then I'll give him shit that way. But that's as much as I'll do. Because I love him. But, yeah, I don't do... They called me that when I was a kid. And I guess I was that when I was a kid. But when I graduated high school, I graduated from that fucking name because I hated it. I wanted to be called something else when I was younger, not Mike. Really, I sounded like a fucking little rascal, man. I fucking hated it. A scroungy little rascal. Yeah, did not like it at all. I got rid of that fucking name. And then it just keeps following me around, and I have to tell people, look, what did I just fucking say? Teachers, college, oh, went to college twice for years, and it was like every class, every teacher, every semester. I didn't do it in fucking high school because I was like, fuck it. Even though I had already decided I didn't want to be Mike. But by the time I was in college, in my 30s and 40s, and I was just like, you know what? Don't ever call me Mike. Oh, so there's 2 Michaels in class. We can call you Michael and the other one Mike. And I said, yeah, because even if there's 2 Michaels, I ain't going to choose to be something other than Michael. You just have to get used to singing Michael M, or Michael Z, whatever, you know. Remember Susan Sarandon in the movie The Hunger? No. Did she show her boobies? Did we see her bare breasts? What, do I remind you of her? Yeah. You remind me of Susan Sarandon. In that movie where she showed her breasts? Yeah. Totally. Yeah. I like boobies. I got nothing against boobies. Boobies is nice. I grew up on boobies. Boobies is where it's at, man. If I had any dream in the world, it would be to have a booby arcade. Oh, look, we got boobies here and boobies there, and there's, oh, look. You know. Oh, look, it's the president. There'd be boobies everywhere. I don't remember The Hunger, dude. For some strange reason, I have an image of her naked. But I don't know if that's related. Maybe it's just me. I'll be right back. I gotta go take care of something. I don't remember that one. I just don't remember it. I don't know. She's not real bright. I mean, she married, what's his face? Tim Robbins. So she can't be all that bright. Right? Ow! A vampire movie with David Bowie and Catherine Deneuve. No, I don't. Oh, wait, maybe. I don't remember. See, maybe I did see it. Because the new, that's what, does it for me. If you gotta take me back to a movie, tell me about the nude scene. Was there full frontal? Was there hair involved in the nude scene? Yeah, that kind of stuff. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. Totally. She was totally naked, eh? Totally. Wasn't David Bowie too, kind of semi-naked, kind of strutting around? I don't know. Now I want to watch British TV from the 70s and 80s. Totally. A little Benny Hill and a little Doctor Who. A little Monty Python. Yeah, because that's the stuff that was blasting out on the public television, right? Public television was kicking ass with that kind of shit. Totally. They do a lot of British TV. Before they had the BBC channel and shit, you could find that themes. You could find that on a lot. The theme just went through my head. You could find that on a lot of public broadcasting channels. Yeah. Wow, looks like we may go a full extra hour today before somebody in the house wakes up. David Bowie was great in everything. He really was. Because he was always original. He was acting, but he was himself. He was just doing his thing, He didn't have to stretch too far from who he was to Labyrinth to give you a believable character, right? The Man Who Fell to Earth, I think, was the first thing that I saw with David Bowie in it. And it was like that, wasn't there like a sex scene in there where he's got a gun and he's playing with the gun and he's doing stuff, and I think he was goosing her with a gun. The pistol scene. There was no butter involved, no butter. Pass me the butter. No, there's no butter involved. But it was a weird movie, and I saw that one when I think I was 14 or 15. Yeah, weird. But then again, before that, years before I saw that, I had already seen a number of X-rated films as a kid. And years before that, was exposed to a whole lot of pornography. So I would stay up late at friends' houses and watch these movies. Because I would feel uncomfortable sometimes, especially if there were girls around. Not like I felt like I wanted to do something. It's just I felt, kind of weird. Because I had seen a couple of these movies when I was younger in rooms filled with other kids. Vampire in the Hunger. Yeah, see this? It totally sounds familiar. And I would have seen it a year... Yeah, see what? I would have seen it a year later on HBO. At one of our overnight parties. Yeah, that's where it sounds familiar. And we're like, oh, look, it's Janet. Woohoo! Totally, it's Janet, man. She's out of her bra and panties. Totally. Oh, yeah. At one point, you look at these hot gilfs out there. And at one point, you look at these women, these older women, you look back at their past, and Geraldine Page, old lady, she was hot when she was young. There's these we see them as old ladies, but if you look at these old ladies and then de-age them in your mind. You're thinking, wow, what were they like when they were 15 to 25, right? And then all of a sudden, you're time traveling at a person, and they're like, what? What, dude? I just saw you, man, and you were like a kid again, man. And they're like, dude, you're crazy. I haven't changed. I'm still decrepit. Now, it's great to check out older people. And when I was young, I got along with older people because I would look at them and I would see the young them, right? And as soon as you start talking to them without age involved, as you just, you don't talk to them like they're old and they don't talk to you like you're young, and you meet in the middle and you're both time traveling. You're going to where they were when they were young, right? They feel vicariously living the now through you because you're telling them about what's happening now, and it's just great to get on that level with somebody. But the first thing to do is look at them and de-age them and put them back when they were a kid. You just want to dig up a school picture of everybody you meet, right? So you can see them when they were kids. We should do that with everybody, right? That should be one of the things that we do on this show, on a Flashback Friday, because I'm talking about me when I was a kid, and I think we should do the irregular photo album. And what we'll do is we'll have people send photographs, somehow post them, paste them on my community, and then I'll bring them up and share them here. And we'll do that. We'll have young irregulars on the show. And then when we talk about you and you're commenting, I can pop your photo up. Have a little caption of who you are. That'd be cool. Yeah. School photos, yearbook photos are the perfect ones for that. Because that really says a lot. You look into the eyes of somebody in a yearbook photo, no matter what age, and it says a lot about who they are back then, Especially if they're like all shiny and bright, and you look into their eyes and like, I hate this. Or most of my photos are like, yeah, hurry the fuck up. So we should get into that. We should have a way to do that. Go here and post a photo of yourself when you were a kid. And if not, if you can't find one, if you don't have one, we'll figure out how to find a photograph of you because everybody has them, and there's ways of finding photographs. Even if you have to join one of those groups where you can look at yearbooks from the past. Copy and paste. Save image as JPEG. Thank you. Dude, all them girls, they were all so hot. And so you look at them now and you're thinking, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Is it because I'm old? No, because I've always thought this way. I've always been like this since I was in my teens. I was able to look at old people and think, I wonder what they were like when they were my age. My father did that to me. He did that to me. He made me think of people not just as what they look like on the outside, but who they are on the inside via where they came from, right? So I'm very thankful for that. He was a crazy old guy. And he had a lot of weird ways. And a lot of things he taught me he didn't actually stand behind. But there were a lot of things that he taught me that are, pretty damn cool. And that's one of those things, was to look at people and try to imagine them as they would have been in their heyday. How were they partying? You know, how were they dressing? What was what was the latest fad? What were they listening to? So you have to know different eras and periods, so you can look at them, see how old they are, de-age them, and look back at what year they would have been a teenager or in their early 20s. What would they have been listening to? What were they doing? Was there a war? Was it peacetime? You know, and then you can kind of build that person back as a young person, and they're like, what? Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think we should all look at people that way and imagine what's going on in their life past what we see. And trying to put ourselves in their shoes before we even come up to some kind of... And we should never judge, right? We should just put ourselves in their damn shoes and go, oh, I get it. And even if you don't get it, just accept the fact that you don't get it. But they do, and they've got to get it. So just deal with it and be cool about it. And no bullying. You know, we can all get along without the bullying. The bullying is pretty pointless anyway. It's wasted energy. There's so much wasted energy right now. Them wingers. All them wingers out there. Whatever wing they're coming from. It's all a lot of wasted energy. Put that energy back into community, back into the people, back into the world around you, and fuck all that bullshit. Stop winging it. We don't need it. Do the right thing. That's all you got to do. You know what the right thing is. There's a lot of people and things telling you to do the wrong thing. And you know it's wrong when you're doing it. And a lot of people get off on it because it's fucking wrong. And they're trying to prove that it's right. You know it's wrong. You feel it's wrong. Everybody's giving you the stink eye. It must be wrong. If so many people are looking at you like you got, 4 fucking heads. Dude. Don't be a douche. Get out of your fucking wing and come down here with the rest of us. See what the fuck's really going on. What the fuck is really going on? Because what the fuck is really going on is we all just need to get the fuck along. Let's get along. Everybody should be able to do whatever they want to do as long as it doesn't affect anyone in a bad way. What's good for you may not be good for somebody else. So don't force your shit on anybody. If that's what you want, then fine, do that. But don't go out of your way to make people miserable just because they're not following you. Just let them have their whatever it is, Be different. You be you. I'll be me. We'll meet in the middle as a community and get it done. And then you can go back and go to your basement and worship Satan and kill chickens or something. As long as you're eating them. Whatever. But let's get together as a community, And let's get away from bullying and hurting people. People are doing it because they feel good. It makes them feel good to... Thank you. It makes them feel good to bring somebody else down, right? They can't lift themselves up without bringing somebody else down. And there's so much of that shit. And that's just stupid, We need to help lift those people up, right? They start putting you down. You need to rise above that and lift them up. And say, no, come up here with me. We don't want to hear about that. Come up here with us. Don't stay down there, try to bring us down to that bullshit. Come up here with us. Rise above it. Do something nice. It's real easy to do something mean and hurtful. See, he knows. Hail Satan in the community. Hail Satan and the community. Yay. Whatever trips your trigger, man. You know, because it's all just internal. It's all just a personal thing. All of it. Every step of the way. You're born alone, you live alone, you die alone. It's all in your fucking head, man. No matter where you go, there you are. You can't get away from yourself, and that's ultimately where it all is. Every decision you make is up in your fucking head. All right? Everything that you do is all up in your head. The reasons you're doing stuff are all up in your head. All right? Every memory you have in your fucking head, every thought. Every time you go out and do something, it starts in your fucking head. Right? We are all crabs in a bucket. Exactly. So do something for your community. Do something for yourself by doing something for your community. Right? Do something. You're above it all. You're living the dream. I sure hope so, dude. I sure hope I'm headed in the right direction. I was just thinking, I got to get it done. I got to practice what I preach. And what I'm preaching is that I want to get involved in my community, and I want to have an arcade, and I want to involve the local kids. So that's where it's at. And I want to use the tourism to support that business, right? Shirts and donations, and look, this is what we do. Here is our charter. Here's our constitution. Here's what we're all about. Community involvement, right? So that when we get people showing up to play games and to do that, they know that's why the games are $1 a game. They know that's why the shirts are $35 instead of $25, right? They're really cool shirts, but they're a little pricey. Why? Because we're using the money to fund not just the arcade, but the programs for the kids that we want to get them involved in. You got the boogie in your soul. God, I wish I could sing right now. Totally. At some point, I've got my electric guitar here because I was playing it while Joey was here. But I'm going to get back to that. I'm going to get back. At this point, I'm just trying to concentrate on pre-arcade, pre-production, pre-production, and getting the channel ready for the next year. That's the EBS network policy, is to be ready, baby. So I'm trying to get ready. So with these two things on my plate, along with working, which isn't much, I should be able to get all of this done. I just have to stay focused and not play so many video games, right? There's time for that when I have my own arcade. I can spend endless hours in the arcade playing games. Playing music, playing games. You know. Teaching kids to live, love, and be happy. That's it, baby. It's the motto. We are going to decorate that place with so much of the fucking past. It's going to be beautiful. Posters on the walls, and trinkets, and bubbles, and just games, and everything you could possibly want to do hanging out. It's going to be there, you know. Look, if you kids are going to do stuff that I don't need to know about, make sure I don't know about it. Get your shit, go out, and do whatever you're going to do in a secluded area, and then come back so I don't have to see it. I want to be able to report to your parents when they ask that everything is so fucking cool here, you won't believe it. And as long as I don't know anything, I won't have to pretend I don't, and I don't want to do that. I can't lie. So, on the understanding that I can't lie, if your parents ask me, is my kid vaping? Don't vape in here. Don't go vape anywhere near here, because if your parents ask, you know, and besides that, there's no vaping allowed. There's no vaping, there's no smoking, there's no booze, there's no this, there's no that. It's a family-friendly place is what I want, period. There's time later to develop the secondary, the party place, the after-hours club. Put my daughter in charge of that. Oh yeah, she's been to so many clubs and venues. she'll be like, yeah, have this and this and that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Man, I can't believe we've been here for an extra hour this morning. 5 minutes, and I'm going to cut it off because I've had my legs crossed for the last hour. Hint, hint. And I'm going to keep drinking coffee. I got to pee, but I can hold it. You know, like I'm in a car and I just can't stop. Same thing. I just saw a bald eagle flying while sitting on the patio. In the shade, shivering. Oh. Nice. Well, was it good that you took the opportunity to shiver out there? Because it paid off. That's pretty cool. I used to see them a lot when I was younger. They used to see them flying around Southern California a lot, various times of the year. Not so much anymore. They don't make it to Southern California much. Northern California, Central California, but not really so much Southern. Yeah. Us humans, we got a real problem with not taking care of the world around us, and that includes the people and the animals. All the little creatures, big and small. Or whatever that is. That's nice. I got a beautiful neighborhood too. It's the desert. But it really is. It really is in the eye of the beholder. It's how you see it, right? I've seen pictures of where you live, and that's just, oh, baby. I'd love to live in a place like that. But it's nice out here in the desert. You find that it's just where you are, you know? And as long as you can find the good in wherever you're at, then I think, you know, you're on your way to be happy. Happy, happy, happy. All right, well, as sick as I am, I'm surprised I made it this far today. All right, people. You see a lot of hawks around here. We still see hawks and eagles and stuff. A lot of hawks. They're pretty common. But yeah, not so much eagles. We are going to cap it off today. We're going to put a plug in this one and call it quits. Stick it in a can, as it were. Yeah, I really do have to get going and get shit rolling. I'm so full of steam. I don't want to let it out. I want to keep it moving me. So you're about ready to go get a hoodie and get another layer on and go do something, right? Well, you guys motivate me to get stuff done because you guys don't watch TV and do that kind of stuff, and well, not a lot like me. And you guys go out and do things. And my daughter is motivation for me as well because she's always wanting to go out and go to shows and concerts and shop and whatnot, you know. So thank you, everyone, especially everyone here today who stopped by and was motivational. I appreciate it. Because it really does help. This show has really helped me a lot in my life. And lately it's been you guys that have been helping me a lot, so I appreciate that. I am going to get out and go do something today and get her done. Get ready. Get on to mosey, as it were. So that's it for today. We are going to call it quits. We are going to get out there in the world and we're going to get something done. It's starting to warm up. It's probably going to be cool here today. Probably going to be in the 70s. I think my wife said it's going to be in the 70s all week. So that's great. I hope so. I hope so, because I want to get something done. All right, people. Take care of yourselves. Love you so much. I will see you on the flippity flip flop. Until next time. That's tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Be kind. Go out and do something nice for somebody, but do something for yourself. Do something for your community, right? It'll be something good for you. It really will. Take care of each other. Most especially stay weird. 30 degrees. Jeez, Dubs. Get some sun. Just, stay weird. That usually means being nice to somebody. Hey, why isn't that guy nice? He's weird. Leave him alone. All right, people. Buy me an arcade. That's my new thing. All right, you guys, take care. Love you guys so much. Thanks for stopping by early, Joey, Susie, Dubs, and James. It's been great having you here. I will see you in the mañana. Until then, take care, and oh yeah, adios!